This whole story time is about a dress. It's a really ridiculous situation. Hello, thank you for joining me again. If you don't know me, my name is Jasmine. I'm actually a colored pencil artist, but this is my second channel, Jasmine Baker 2, where I tell you guys stories and goof off and watch ridiculous reality TV shows and make ridiculous commentary. And Harley is barking. I had to let him in the house. He was outside barking and he's not gonna shut up. You guys remember from my last video, he does not shut up. This video is sponsored by me and my Etsy shop, where you can purchase limited edition prints and quality original artwork. New prints will be coming later in March, so keep an eye out for that. This artwork was produced in my lair with my own hands, my own blood, sweat, and tears, but mostly my tears. People always ask me, what's your advice for drawing? And the secret is tears. If you're not crying, you're not trying. Today's story time is going to be about my uncle's wedding from a few years ago and my grandma, who I really don't get along with, and it's mostly about her taking me to buy a dress. Yes, it's a really ridiculous situation. I was able to dig into the depths of Facebook and find some of my very old pictures of when I was heavier. They're very blurry. I did try my best to kind of make them sharper so you guys can see what I used to look like 10 years ago. These, like I said, are 10 years old. They're very blurry. As you can see, my face was rounder than it is now. And here's another picture. It kind of showed all over because I gained weight kind of everywhere, especially like my arms and my stomach. I felt like I was very disproportionate. I felt like I had really huge shoulders. And this is part of the story time. That's why I'm telling you guys this right now, because it has a lot to do with the way that my body looks. From what I remember, I was around 161 pounds as a teenager. I was just a little bit shorter than I am now. I think I was around 5'5" or 6" by the time I was 17 or 18. But I do know at graduation, I was definitely like at least 161 pounds. I remember weighing myself and I remember being very disappointed, and I had no idea how to lose weight. I had no concept of how to do that. I was clearly eating too much. I did eat healthy food, but I also ate unhealthy food. I was just all around eating too much food, and I was not exercising enough. I had a pretty sedentary lifestyle. Being an artist, it's a very sedentary life. You have to make time and effort for exercising. Yeah, it's sedentary for most artists. I don't know any artists that exercise while they're working, other than walking to and from school and walking my dogs every once in a while. That was the only exercise that I got as a teenager. Like, I didn't work out. I don't run. I played a lot of Guitar Hero. I liked to bake. That's not super active either. It is what it is. If you guys remember from my mini story times that were in my 1,000 Pound Sisters videos, I used to bring cupcakes and cookies to school for my friends to try, and I also ate a lot. So eating a lot of sugar. Well, me eating a lot of sugar, I gained weight very easily from eating sugar. I didn't understand anything about calories. Like, I heard of calories, but I didn't understand how important they were to losing weight and maintaining weight, and how calories actually worked for energy. I didn't understand or pay attention to calories until last year, now that I think about it. Now I think about how many calories I eat every day, and I eat probably half of what I used to eat. Normally what I do is I just wait until the camera stops filming when I'm doing a drawing video, and then I will go and exercise. I'll walk around the house, or I'll ride the exercise bike, walk dogs, so I'm definitely more active than I used to be. You just sit there and draw, and then before you know it, there's an hour or two have already passed by, your butt is numb, and it's starting to get dark outside, and then you haven't gotten any exercise or sunlight. I was 161 pounds by the time 2016 rolled around, which was when I went to my uncle's wedding. I was about 126 pounds, so if you know how to do math, that's about a 35-pound weight loss. The first thing to go when you lose weight are these. I was shopping for new clothes, and I had no idea how to like dress my new body because I was so used to wearing like baggy clothes, like baggy shirts and pants that were like size 10 or 12, and I was just not used to that. I was like, wow, pants fit me differently. I look different in clothes. That was a very unusual change. That was definitely a huge adjustment when I had to go clothes shopping. I was just in shock like how much I actually did lose. I felt like I was accomplished, but at the same time it was really foreign because I hadn't been that small since before high school. I never did any special type of diet when I started to lose weight. All I did was I cut out soda. I tried to just not eat so much fast food because I was eating fast food a couple of times a week. I definitely cut out a lot of sugar. That was a huge thing. Most of the refined sugar that I was eating, I cut that out of my my diet, and that itself just made me lose a lot of weight. So that's how I knew that sugar was a huge factor in why I was putting on weight and just like retaining that weight. I don't really get along with my grandma. I've never really gotten along with her. I just try to be like the peaceful person because I don't want to like, how do you say it, respond in anger. So I just like try to, you know, avoid conflict. Some people just like being miserable and nothing is ever good enough for them. Some people also think that they need to constantly pick at you, even when they're not doing so hot themselves. And just because a family member is older does not mean that they're right. When I had to go to another state for my uncle's wedding in 2016, I shopped for a dress. I believe it was a couple of weeks ahead of time. I wanted to make sure I was going to receive it in time. I wanted to make sure it would fit and that I wouldn't have to fix anything. And I brought shoes that I already had. The only thing that I forgot was jewelry. Forgot like all of my jewelry. It wasn't even in my mind to bring jewelry. I'm not good at planning outfits if it involves more than just a t-shirt and jeans. My little brother and I had to go to the wedding. We went by plane. The flight was super short. I do have a picture of when I landed at the airport. Me and my brother were there, and my granddad and my uncle were there to greet us and pick us up. It was definitely a weather change because it was about 30 degrees cooler than where I came from. I was so glad that I brought a jacket, and I know that the Bay Area gets very cold at night. My granddad and my uncle greeted me and my brother. I see their faces and they just have like these surprised look on their faces, and then I realized I haven't seen them in quite some time. I hadn't seen them since 2011 or 12, so it had been over 4 years since they last saw me. They were just like, "You're so small now, you look great." So that was nice. That was a positive thing that happened. I did look quite different because it had been over 4 years and I didn't realize, you know, that much time had passed and I had changed that much. My hair was a different color. I had started dyeing my hair purple, but it's black now because it's just easier to deal with. And I hadn't seen my grandfather since I went to Alabama in 2011, and he actually had lost a lot of weight as well because he was a diabetic and he used to be really, really heavy. He made a lot of changes to his lifestyle years before I did anything. He's a lot healthier because of it. So by the time I had gone to my uncle's wedding, I was 35 pounds down at that point. So that is pretty noticeable, especially in my face, and my arms were smaller. My stomach was pretty flat. It was a couple of days after Aunt Flo ended, so I have a condition where my abdomen gets extremely swollen every month. I'm on a special diet because of it. I take supplements. I even drink special tea because of it. Even though I lost a substantial amount of weight, my abdomen area still, it has issues. I'm still going to the doctor and stuff for that. I'm not going to go into detail about what I have. So I was still getting men's t-shirts, so I wear like a medium in men's t-shirts, so you couldn't really tell that my abdomen was still kind of protruding. We stayed at my uncle's apartment and my grandma was there. Instantly when I saw her, I felt very awkward. I don't have a great history with her. When I was little and I was around her, she was mean to me, or the way that she would talk to me was very like sharp, and me being like a 3 or 4 year old child, I remember crying because like the way that she was talking to me. So I felt that all washing over me again as a 23-year-old. I remember one time when I was probably 7, I was pretty small. I was at a get together with my dad out in California and my grandma went. I was just playing with some of the kids there. I don't remember what I did, but my grandma called me over and she was mad at something that I did or something I said. I really don't remember. But then she hit me really hard on my hands when she was angry with me. She has carpal tunnel, so she had those wrist brace things, you know, with the Velcro and stuff. Yeah, she hit me with those on her hands. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, but that hurts a lot. My dad was pretty angry with her for doing that, and I guess he got into some kind of argument with her or something. I don't know what transpired after that. After that, I still didn't get along with her. I felt like she was constantly picking at me for stuff, just asking me stuff like, why do you like your other grandma better? And just stuff like that I just did not want to be around her because of that. I didn't feel like I should have to answer those questions, especially being a small child. We were all in my uncle's place just talking and catching up. It was nighttime, so we just talked a little bit. We caught up. The next day, I know my uncle had to run some errands. I believe it was the day before the wedding. The next day he was just doing like last minute stuff. On that day before he ran errands, we were all still talking and catching up again. And then my uncle wanted to know what me and my brother were going to wear because he wanted to see like our outfits for the wedding. Even though we weren't part of the wedding, he just wanted to like know what did we decide to come with. So my little brother and we showed him the outfit. I bought this dress specifically for this occasion. I am horribly picky about picking out clothes, especially the color, the cut, all of that, because because I don't know how it's going to look on my body, which has changed a lot since teenagerhood. Okay, so this is a dress. I'm not gonna show you all of it because I don't want people making comments about my stomach. We're not gonna do that today. You get the idea. It's knee length. It has like flowers on it. It's very simple. It was looser before. I've gained a small amount of weight since then, but I can still wear it. Show my family the clothes and the shoes I brought. Everyone said they looked nice, blah, blah, blah. Almost everyone. A couple hours later that day, my grandma said she wanted to go shopping at Macy's. She wanted me to go with her for whatever reason, and me being the cooperative granddaughter that I am, I agreed to go with her. I don't know why I felt optimistic for like 2 seconds. I thought it was gonna be like the time in Alabama where we went to Macy's. She took me there to buy a couple of shirts, something like that, but no. We arrive at Macy's. My grandma starts walking around just looking at stuff, and she starts heading towards the dress section. Now I'm here thinking that she is doing actual last minute shopping to get herself a dress for the wedding. That's what I thought. I didn't know people, you know, do that kind of last minute stuff, but whatever. She starts looking through the dresses on the racks, and I realized we're not in the like section for women. We're in like the, is it juniors? I don't know what section that is, but it wasn't like dresses that somebody her age would wear. It was like stuff that would fit someone my age and my size. And then she asks me to try one dress on. I tell her I already bought a dress. Let me tell you guys what happens when you don't say no to people, because sometimes you have to state it multiple times, which is what I should have done, and I regretted not doing that. She tells me to go into the fitting room to try it on because me, the person that didn't speak up for herself for the longest time, that this is what happens. I finally learned to do that after many years of being anxious about things. I figured since I was already there, pushed into a corner, I thought I'd just try it on. Or pushed into a fitting room, literally. I thought, okay, obviously I'm not gonna get this dress. This is ridiculous. My anxiety started in. I wanna go home and eat my feelings. She was getting like evening dresses, ridiculousness. It was too much for a wedding. One of the dresses that she made me try on almost looked like a wedding dress. It could have been a wedding dress. I'm in the Macy's fitting room like, what is happening right now? Jasmine, how could you be such a pushover? You need to be more assertive. Why are you letting her do this? And then start to change back into my regular clothes. I'm like, okay, this is over. I don't want to do this anymore. And then while I was getting dressed back into my regular clothes, she is handing over like 2 to 3 dresses at a time over the fitting room door. I know she was having the time of her life looking for dresses. One looked like a red carpet dress. I wouldn't wear that to a wedding. That definitely could have been a wedding dress. It was elaborate and super unnecessary. It was the most extra dress. The dress was too fancy for this event. This is like, I want to take attention from the bride kind of dress. Oh, my noisy neighbors are home. Please don't look in the window. They're really yelling right now. This is a regular thing. I feel like I've been in the changing room for 2 hours just trying on dresses that I didn't want. Dresses that I didn't have space to pack for anyways, because I had already brought enough clothes for, I think it was 3 days. I brought 2 bags of stuff. I only packed for 3 days because that's how long my brother and I were going to be there. I'm still in this fitting room wondering when all of this is going to end. Hey guys, editing Jasmine here. I completely forgot the whole plot of this story time. So I'm going to tell you what happens here. When I was in the fitting room, then my grandma was like, let me see this dress. And I open the fitting room door and I show her. She comes in the fitting room and she says, wow, that looks really nice on you. You just lose a little bit more of that stomach and you'll be good.
I said, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I pick a random cheap red dress, a dress that makes me look like I'm 14 that I've never worn, just so I can make this end. I found the white sweater because I forgot to bring one. I think I tried on at least 8 dresses, like at least. Finally, it was over. We fast forward to the next day. Everyone gets ready to leave to go to the wedding. I ended up going to the hotel where the bride was because everybody was having their makeup done there. So she had gotten a hotel room and there was a bunch of people in there. The photographer was in there, the makeup artist, there was a bunch of people. The whole bridal party was in there. So we all leave in our regular clothes because you don't want to get our clothes messed up on the way there. It was quite a drive and that was going to change at the hotel, which I did. I also got my makeup professionally done by the makeup artist that was there. It turned out pretty good. That was the first time I had ever had that done in my life. My uncle's wife to be, she was super nice. So when we got to the hotel, I think that was actually the first time I met her, now that I think about it. I think my grandma did go there to the hotel. But anyways, back to the story. Guess what dress I ended up wearing to the wedding, you guys? Just guess. This is my favorite game. This one. We get ready to leave the hotel because we're going to to go right from the hotel to the church where my uncle was having his wedding. We meet the rest of the wedding party outside, so my uncle was there. We're gonna get ready to go to the venue. So my family members said I look nice, except for my grandma. She had this look on her face like she was so disapproving of what I decided to wear in the first place. I was 23 years old. I'm absolutely capable of dressing myself, I promise. It always comes to a point where you have to be assertive. I'm telling you guys, looking back, I wish I would have said it more frequently, pushed back more, like we don't need to waste time shopping for a dress. But honestly, part of me thinks that it wouldn't have made a difference anyways with her. You know, your family members, if you have that one pushy family member and you're a pushover, then you end up doing what they want. Aside from that, we had a very good time, ate some extremely delicious food. That was that. The end. I told my dad what happened because he wasn't there, so I was talking to him on the phone and my dad was like, don't worry about her, you know your grandma. Yeah, I know. I guess the lesson is if you're an adult, don't let your family members, I don't know, what was the point of the story? Did you get a lesson out of this story? Let me know in the comments if you guys have any family members like this. Subscribe and turn on the bell notifications because I only upload on this channel 2 times a month. Videos do take a long time to make. I'm only one human that has only 2 hands for editing. Between my day job, which is at a computer, drawing, and editing videos, the hand cramps are very real. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I normally only get dressed like this for occasions, like leaving the house. Since 2020 has been almost exclusively baggy clothes. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.